Welcome to Ukulele Pros. I'm Terry Carter, and this is part of our chord mania. And we're going to do the E minor chord today. We've gone over some of the basic chords that most ukulele players learn right away. So the C chord, A minor, F, and G. So make sure you have those down. If not, go check the videos on those. But we're going to do a minor chord today, another one. We did the A minor, but this is the second one, the E minor chord. And this is in that song I just played, which is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. That second chord is our E minor chord. I'm going to show you two shapes today. One based off a 3-finger, and then one based off a 4-finger one. And they're both used in different songs. So, shall we? Let's just jump right into it. All right, so let me show this. And there we are. And our first one here is this E minor. This is going to be a 3-finger E minor. And what I'm going to do here is just start with my first finger here on the first string, 2nd fret. My middle finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then my 3rd finger on the 3rd string, 4th fret. And I'm going to leave the 4th string here, G, I'm going to leave that one open. I'm going to strum all 4 strings. It doesn't matter today if you're using your thumb to strum or your first finger. Now what I want you to notice that on my ukulele I have a low G here as opposed to a high G. And so notice a lot of people, if you have a high G, will play this shape a lot of times. And it works actually on the low G as well. Sounds fine. But what I like to do, I don't know why I prefer this shape, but when I do an E minor, I usually do this one. And the reason is, I think because it leaves no open strings. Notice on that first one I did, it leaves this open string, which when you have the low G, kind of rings out a little bit. But when you do this one, you have no open strings, then it's all closed position. All right, so let me show you this one. All right, so this shape, it's actually very similar. It's the same 3 notes that we started with, 1, 2, and 3. But I'm going to finger it slightly different. I'm actually going to move this 3rd finger up to the 4th string, 4th fret. That's going to allow me to put my pinky on the 3rd string, 4th fret. Okay, so if I go over the whole thing again, it's 1st finger here on 1st string, 2nd fret. 2nd finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and then I'm going to put my pinky on the 3rd string, 4th fret, and then my 3rd or my ring finger above that on the 4th string, 4th fret, and again I'm going to strum all 4 strings, 1st finger or thumb, it doesn't matter for this lesson how we're going to strum it. So when you see an E minor chord in a song, whether someone yells it out or you're looking online or something and it says E minor, you can play this shape or you can play this shape. It's really a matter of preference. Sometimes a song will specify, okay, they want this one versus that one, but for your purposes, for the most part, it doesn't matter which one you do. So let me just roll those two one more time. So again, we have our first shape, and then we have the second shape. So notice the difference again. So here's the one with all 4 strings, and here's the one with the open 4th string. All right, let me come back on the screen here. All right, so we are live, so feel free to drop in or just say hi, and if you're watching this later, you can just type a comment. If you want a free ultimate ukulele chord chart, you can just click on the link below and just go to the ukulelepros.com site, and that will set you up with not only these chords, but actually a bunch of other chords that we will get to eventually, but that you might want to learn right now. All right, so let's talk a little theory now with this particular chord. I like to dig a little deeper with all these chords and figure out what makes this E minor chord as opposed to only just playing it. So when we play this chord, it doesn't matter which one we play actually, because they're going to have both the same 3 notes regardless. But let's start with this open one here. I'm going to throw it on the screen here just so you have it. So when we play this, we have the open 4th string, which is G. We have our E note, which in the E minor, that's our root, here on the 3rd string, 4th fret. We have another G here on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, so that's in this particular shape, we're doubling it. And then on the 1st string we're here, we have a B note. So the 3 notes are E, G, and B for the E minor. And chords, remember, are based off the scale. So E minor, we take it from the E major scale, the root, the 3rd, and the 5th. So that's E, F, G, A, B. But in the E minor, in the E major scale, get that off the screen. In our E major scale, E, I'm here on the 3rd string, 4th fret, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, and E. Notice the G is G sharp. And remember when we said it, we said for the minor it's G, regular G note, as opposed to the G sharp note. So what that means is that our minor chords are based off the 1 flat 3s, right? E, F, G is the 3rd. So that is flat 3 because E, F sharp, G sharp, and we got to flatten it. Remember, flat just means move it back 1 fret on the ukulele, so G, and then B, E, F, G, A, B, the 5th. So 1, flat 3, 5, E, G, natural or G, and then B, that's our 5. Now when we play the 2nd shape, this one, notice these 3 notes are the same, 1st string, 2nd string, and the 3rd string. The only thing we're doing is adding, instead of the open 4th string, we're adding this note here on the 4th string, 4th fret, and that is a B note. G, G sharp, A sharp, and B. So in this particular one, we're doubling the 5th, right? E, G, and B, right? 1, flat 3, and 5. We're doubling that 5th, which gives you kind of more of like a power chord sound. Power chords are root and 5th only, no 3rd. We'll get to those in a different lesson. And then this one, this first one that we did, if you notice, is doubling the 3rd, the flat, the G, right? All right, so I guess coming more from a rock standpoint for me, I guess I like this one because we're doubling that 5th, doubling that B. All right, now, what we also do is we like to take it one step further with our chords and figure out, can we slide this chord around up and down the neck? Because remember, just because it says E minor here for this particular chord, could you play a D minor? Or could you play an F minor or an F sharp minor? Sure you can. All based off this shape. As long as you know a little bit of theory behind it, you can now slide this around. So when we're playing this E chord, let me come up closer here. When we're playing this E chord, whether we're doing this shape or this shape, either way the root or the name of the chord, E minor, is right here on the 3rd string, 4th fret. So wherever that note is, that's the name of the chord. Okay, so for example, if I take this same shape and just slide it up 1 fret, okay, so now this is my root. Remember the 3rd string, now we're on the 5th fret. What note is that? That is an F note. Okay, so E is on the 4th fret, F is on the 5th fret. So if I play this shape now, this is now a F minor chord. Go back to our original chord here, E minor, slide it up 1 fret, you got F minor. Slide it back to the E minor. Now if we slide it backwards 1 fret, what note is this? 3rd string, 3rd fret, that's D sharp or E flat. So now you have E flat or D sharp minor. Slide it back 1 more fret, and you have to take off your 1st finger because you run out of strings, you have a D minor chord. So now, just by this one shape, you can play a multiple of different minor chords. So now, when you say F minor, that's kind of a weird chord. No, just take your E minor shape, move it up a fret, and you got it. Simple as that. Now, if you don't know the notes on the neck of the ukulele, I'll also put a link below on where you can go to the ukulelePros.com site and grab oh, I got a whole handout that shows all the notes on the neck on all 4 strings. So that will help you out. Okay, so we can now take this E minor shape. And slide it around. Now this last thing here, when we go to this particular shape, let me go back here. When we go to this one with the open 4th string, can we slide it around? So meaning, can we just take this and slide it up? Well, not really, but some of these chords may sound kind of cool. Let's see if we slide this up. Okay. It actually works, right? Sliding around a little bit. You just have this G note that's kind of acting like a drone sticking out the whole time. So that's actually not too bad. All right, I see we have Comrade said hi. So hi, Comrade. Thanks for checking in with me today. All right, so now we've learned 2 shapes here. The E minor with the open 4th string, the E minor with the close position, meaning no open strings. We've learned the notes in the E minor chord, E, F, and B. And we've learned how to take this shape now and slide it up and down the neck. And so now you know a bunch of different minor chords just by taking one shape and moving it up or down. All right, so that's going to do it for today. Thanks for being here, and we'll check you in the next lesson.